Hello Internet and welcome to the Collective Arcana. We are a channel all about tabletop gaming, and today we're going to be doing a video previewing, talking about a book that we missed on our 2021 Look Ahead Roundup that we did back in January because it hadn't been announced yet, and that book is the Lost Omens Grand Bazaar. As I said, this was not announced at the beginning of the year, so we missed it when we were doing our roundup. It was announced a little bit later, and it's coming pretty late in 2021, expected, I believe, in late fall. And this book is set in the Pathfinder campaign setting, like all the Lost Omens books, in the world of Golarion. And it's set in the city of Absalom, which is sort of like a New York City, big cosmopolitan. People come from all over the world to go to Absalom. It's big melting pot type city. And the Grand Bazaar is a massive market in Absalom, which is very much like the center of trade for the city. People come from all over to buy and sell wares at the Grand Bazaar. This book is going to offer over 20 unique merchants and shops, specifically catering to different themes, so different types of weapons will be on offer. The merchants will have levels of their own, but you can of course adjust those to fit whatever your needs are in your campaign. And as a home brewer, just because these are expected to be in Absalom doesn't mean that your shopkeeper has to be there. They can either be elsewhere in the world of Golarion if you are playing that, especially in regions that fit their theme, or again a merchant who came from somewhere else to sell their wares. Definitely a common thing that would happen in medieval type periods, and absolutely something that would happen in a fantasy game. So don't worry about that. Don't think that you need to keep them all localized. In addition to their shopkeeper stats in case a brawl breaks out, and the types of items that they would have, as well as some examples, it's also going to have plot hooks and adventures that you might be able to expand out of. So, you're not just introducing, a random shop, you're introducing plot hooks as well. Just little suggestions there for ways that players could interact more meaningfully with this shop other than just buying and selling. As expected with a book that is all about merchants and shops, there's going to be a whole lot of items that come in this book, brand new items from all over the world of Golarion, meaning that they are going to replicate all sorts of cultures, both real world and classical fantasy tropes. So, pretty much any type of character that you have, you're probably going to find at least a few items in here that fit your theme and your character design goals and can really help you feel like a character from the region of Golarion or whatever your fictitious world is, and be able to add on to those themes. Now, I sort of mentioned that, Golarion has pretty much every type of real-world historical culture. There's some analog there. There are also analogs for almost any type of fantasy game that you are likely familiar with, and not just game, but, fantasy settings. Golarion is sort of a kitchen sink type of a world where the types of stories you might want to tell and the types of themes that you might experience will vary from place to place. It's a big world with a whole lot of different, cultures and a lot of history and things like that. So it's a lot of fun to play in because you can have those steampunk sort of games. In Arkansas, you can have, very, very almost post-apocalyptic games. So there's a lot of room to play there. And as such, that's how they're able to pull all of these different types of shopkeeps into one game and into one setting, and give you a good blueprint on how you can fit them into your world as well, just, based on the fact that they're everywhere. But also, so if you have if you have a specific theme within your campaign, these are still going to work as merchants from far off distant lands, across who knows how many seas, whatever you need to, but there'll be a way to work them in. So don't be concerned if you don't have a setting, a big city within your homebrew setting like Absalom, because you're going to be able to, you'll be able to work them in as travelers or whatever you need to do. It's going to offer new weapons, armors, magical items, runes, animal companions. We're going to get a big expansion on snare crafting, especially the kobold snares that we've been sort of missing since we got the kobold ancestry. There are also going to be more craftable items and consumables and magic tattoos. For me personally, among the most exciting things that we're going to be getting, are a number of accessibility items like prosthetics and combat wheelchairs. Paizo actually snatched up Sarah Thompson. She's the one who was making some big waves on Twitter last summer, I believe, with her combat wheelchair. That was a product created for 5e D&D, and Paizo, being a pretty inclusive company, decided to grab her and have her help them out creating these inclusive items for their world. That means that there are going to be Pathfinder Society legal items, and Pathfinder Society is like the Adventurers League. It's their organized play. That means there will be legal options to add accessibility items for your characters that you might want to build, so that any type of adventure that you want to make will be able to play without having to rely on homebrew rules. And that's really important, and it's a really great thing, and just more of that, please. That's a big reason why we're a few weeks late to this announcement, but I just really wanted to get this covered, because if you haven't heard about this, this is a big reason to be excited about this book. In addition, this is going to just be a great book alongside the Guns and Gears. We know that Guns and Gears is going to add some technological themed items, and so this could help round out our items by the end of the year. Pathfinder Second Edition did not launch with a whole lot of great items, at least not compared to what you might have wanted, especially people coming from Pathfinder 1e and all the options. And I feel like while the classes and the ancestries, they've done a great job, especially this year, getting those caught up. I'm really excited to see the magic items expanded on. I do expect to see some in Secrets of Magic. You expect magic items in a book about magic, but I don't know how much of that will be devoted there, whereas we know that this Bazaar book is going to be all about giving us new items. And that's good. I feel especially in terms of armor runes, we are somewhat lacking. There's not a lot of great options, especially at lower levels, and the ones that we do have are pretty much all just energy resistance and then slick and stealth, and fortification, but even that's only for certain types of armor. So just more variety in the types of magic armor that we see would be great. And just in general, more items. Everybody loves that, and so that's why I'm pretty excited about this book. It's a big year, 2021. We did a whole video on what was coming up, and we didn't even include this because we didn't know about it. So a very, very fun year to be a Pathfinder Second Edition player. So definitely check that out. Let us know down in the comments if you plan to pick up this book, what you're most excited about from it. Animal companions, that's going to be really cool. Alternates there, but again, I'm really excited about those accessibility options. Anything that is going to help players create the exact type of character they're going to play is. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Welcome to the collective, and we will see you next time.